BNP Paribas, partenaire des plus belles histoires de Roland-Garros, aux côtés des ramasseurs de balles depuis plus de 50 ans.
Okay, so this was your 10th consecutive Grand Slam quarterfinal. Did that make a difference for you playing today at all?
That's crazy stats, and honestly, I wasn't really thinking about that. I was really focused on the game, and yeah, and that's just crazy. That's crazy statistics.
Questions? Please raise your hand.
Congratulations today. Was there a sense of disappointment that the crowds weren't in the lower tiers? You're a multiple champion, #1 seed, playing the Olympic champion. It's a big match. And yet, culturally, for whatever reason, people are having lunch. Do you think something needs to change? And what was your view of the fact there were a lot of empty seats in those lower tiers? In the upper tiers, there were obviously crowds watching.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really look in the crowd, but it felt like it was a lot of people. And yeah, I agree, it was a big match, and probably would make more sense to put us a little bit later, just so more people could watch it. But at the same time, I'm happy to finish earlier and then I have a half day off, and you know, I can just enjoy the city and do all the things that I have to do. But yeah, talking about about that, I definitely think that would make more sense to kind of like move our match for a little bit later.
And just as an extension of that, if you take yourself out of it, I understand why you would like to have the rest of the day and to get your match over, but would you like to see the women's tournament here given equal treatment to the men in terms of the scheduling, the fact that the women haven't played a single night match here?
Well, I definitely agree with that, and I definitely have to say that yeah, we deserve the equal treatment, like you said, and there was a lot of like great battles, a lot of great matches, which would be cool to see as like night session, just so like more people in the stands watching like these incredible battles, and just to show ourselves to more people. So yeah, I definitely agree that we deserve to be put in a bigger stage, you know, like better timing, more people watching, if you know what I mean.
Aryna, well done. I know we can't say for definite at this point, but it could be Iga next. Mm-hmm. Can you just talk a little bit about your relationship with her, how that's evolved? Obviously, your big rivals, you've hit with her recently a bit, and is there a kind of, you know, an understanding a little bit between the two of you about what it's like to be right at the very top?
Yeah, I mean, before it wasn't any communication, any practices with her, but now we're getting better. We get along better, and we practice more often, and we know each other quite well, and we had a lot of great battles in the past. So if it's going to be Iga, I'm super excited, and it's high-level matches, and yeah, I'm super excited to go out there and to fight and to do everything I need to get the win.
Aryna, I wanted to ask you about, have you ever played a player more powerful than you in a match? And has that kind of made you step back? I mean, any player, at even for a little bit of a match? And does power, in a sense, is it threatening to you? I mean, would you like to play against a player who hits harder than you, or would you like?
Well, for the first question, I don't think that I ever played someone who is like more powerful than me. And I honestly, I don't care about like if the player gonna go out there and like try to overhit me, or if the player will try to, you know, like change the rhythm and make me move and run. I think over the years I evolved my game a lot, and I think I'm ready to play against powerful players. I'm ready to play against whoever gonna make me run and work for the points. So honestly, right now in this stage of my career, I don't really care, you know. But when it's like comes to the power, I like it, because then it's like okay, you wanna see the power? Let me like show you something. So I always take it as a challenge, and you know, as like, okay, let's see who is better today.
You were saying, talking about yourself and Iga, that you've started to get on better in the last few years and started to practice together a bit more. Was there a moment, a conversation, or a time when that changed and you began to become closer?
I don't know actually. I think everything started when I just came to her and asked to do TikTok on in that finals in Riyadh, and since that we were like, okay, maybe we can communicate, we can be, good to each other, we can practice sometimes. So I think that was like the first step to a better relationship.
What was the TikTok?
We did TikTok in Riyadh last year in the finals. We just did like a little dance together. So and I think since then we're better with each other.
Aryna, I want to follow on that subject. Do you like the option of playing the champion? Do you like this kind of challenges? I know you love being world number one. Do you like the challenge of taking on like the strongest here at Roland-Garros, if it is presented to you, obviously, because the game is on?
I love it. I love tough challenges, and I think this is the matches where you actually improve as a player and where you get much stronger. So I love those challenges, and I'm always excited to face someone like someone strong and someone who can challenge me. I love it because I take it as a challenge, and I go out there and I fight, and I'm ready to leave everything I have to get the win. So I love those challenges.
Hey, Aryna, well played. At the moment, you seem very kind of comfortable and content in yourself mentally, and also in your game. You've referred to yourself as a complete player a few times this week. I'm curious, in your mind, what came first? Was it being comfortable in yourself allowed you to work on your game, or being comfortable in your game allowed you to feel comfortable in yourself?
That's a good question, but I think everything started to come together when I kind of like understood myself much better, when I started to control my emotions, when I figured just myself a little bit better. And I think since that moment, I was able to, open up for more things. So I think everything started from that mental part of the game. I don't know. I mean, I was losing a lot of matches just because of my emotions. And one year I was just like, okay, you know what? Whatever happened on the court, I'm not gonna lose my emotions. I'm not gonna get like crazy on court. I'm just gonna play point by point. Doesn't matter if I'm like losing in the match, whatever. I'm just gonna take it step by step. And I won Adelaide that year, and then I won Australia Open, and then I was like, oh my God, I should have done it earlier. And everyone was just telling me like your emotions like not helping you, it's like destroying you. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then at some point when I was like losing a lot of like tight matches, I was like, okay, that's the time to try something else. So I'm really glad I did it, and yeah.
Congrats. Hi. I felt that you are using a forehand slice very good on like a defense. So maybe not only today, but maybe throughout this clay court season, which is quite efficient shot on the clay. So can you talk a little bit about, is that something you add your play recently, and how do you choose or decide that if you want to hit the slice or forehand strong?
Well, that's something I've been working for the past 2 years on, that like touch game, like slices, forehand, backhand, drop shots, and all of that stuff. And I don't know, how do I decide? I just trust my instincts, and sometimes like when I see, okay, the ball is like going too far away from me and I cannot like reach it, I would just go for the slice. I'm pretty confident in that shot, and I know that with the girls it's just like a little change of the rhythm, which also can bring more benefit rather than just like go and try to overhit it, and kind of like you're out of the position, and sometimes slice gives you more time to come back. So I don't know, I just trust my instinct, and sometimes I go for it just because I feel like, okay, I have to.
Congratulations. Did you enjoy the game today? What did you think of Qinwen's performance? And was she as good as you thought she would be?
Yeah, she played incredible tennis. She's a great player, and I expected her to play a great match. And I enjoyed this battle. I enjoyed that I had to come back in that first set, and the first set was like really tight, and it could go either way. So I was really enjoying it, and I'm super happy that I got win in straight sets. She played incredible tennis.
Hi, Aryna, congratulations. What you said about power a few minutes ago, you want to see power, let me show you something. It really reminded me of what Serena Williams said after you two played in 2021.
Oh, really?
In Australia. I don't know if you remember that. She said, you want to play power, let's go.
Nice.
And you said, I don't think I've ever played someone more powerful than me. I was just curious whether that applies to Serena.
I think that she wasn't really more powerful than me in that much. But yeah, it's like physically she was better than me, and she put more balls back on my side than I did, and I didn't really feel that she overpowered me in that game.
Hi. Talking about power, but not only about power, you are a complete player, you're capable to do everything. If not, you wouldn't be #1 in the world. But how do you explain the fact that yesterday Bublik played 36 winning drop shots in a match against Draper, and in one match? And when we see the ladies' tennis, we don't see so many drop shots. Even Paolini, that you know pretty well, she's always trying to hit powerful shots, like you do a bit. But she doesn't. She make 3 drop shots in one match. I don't know what is your average drop shot in a match. But how do you explain that? Because don't you think that if Bublik was able to do 36 drop shots, winning, or most of them, against a player like Draper, who plays very strong and powerful, why the ladies don't do it, or they don't do it enough?
That's a good question. I have to say that the drop shot is quite risky shot, and you really have to have good hands and good understanding of the court to be able to make it. And not every girl is that fearless like Bublik. You know, I watched that match yesterday, and sometimes it was just like, wow, it just seems like it was his day, you know, yesterday. I'm not sure if he's making that much of drop shots every single match. And if he would play the way he played against Draper, like every time he's out there, I think he would be in top 10. So he was just like really going for it. It was crazy match, honestly. I was like, I wanted to see the 5th set, to be honest. And in that 4th set, I was like supporting Draper because yeah, Bublik was doing like crazy stuff on that court, you know. It just seemed like whatever he would decide to do, it would go in, you know. And he would just go for the drop shot from the serves, from like returns, and it just like, you know, was like, it doesn't make sense, you know. So it's quite risky shot, and you know, if you feel that this is the day when things gonna work out for you, yeah, you definitely have to go for it, because it's a good shot, especially on the clay court where you have like an extra time, and when you're like overall you're a powerful player, just to mix it up and just to make the other player guess. Then it's like, yeah, we definitely should go more often for that, but it's a risky shot, and not everyone have that good hands as Bublik had yesterday. But I think nowadays girls, like, they trying to mix it up, mix the rhythm more often than it used to be. So we are getting better at that part of the game. So.
On a similar theme, I would absolutely say that you utilised the drop shot very well today. We've just looked at the statistics. You hit 10 of them today.
So you see, not 3, 10. Right.
And they seemed to be a very effective weapon for you.
Yeah.
I just wondered, is that something you have consciously been practicing in the last year or so? Because as you say, you're known as a power player, but you actually did a lot of damage with the drop shot today.
Yeah. I think this is something we've been working over like past couple of years, and that specific shot, I mean, obviously give me a lot of benefits in the game. And you know, like, I'm not gonna go for the drop shot every single time like Bublik did yesterday. I mean, if I feel that it's working, I'm gonna go for it. But overall, but I'm gonna play with my power, because this is something where I feel the most comfortable. But you know, when you put the other player on the back foot and they go like further back from the baseline, like, it's important to mix it up a little bit, just so they guess every time. So yeah, that shot really brings a lot of benefits.